Get your own drink. Hi guys, on this episode of reviewing, reviewing stuff.
Things. Stuff. It's very important.
Stuff is good. On this one we're going to eat because I'm hungry. And we're going to be drinking stuff. So I invite you to pause the video, go and get something to eat, get a drink, and sit back and drink something with us. And just before we start, I'd like to say that this is a non-alcoholic drink. It's actually pop, because we do not endorse nor support underage drinking. In fact, we are very much against it. Yes. So, on this one, we are going to be doing a review, not a review, but a prediction. And basically, we're just going to be talking about Korra, The Legend of Korra, Season 2, Spirits, which I predicted before was going to be called Spirits. So in this one, oh my god, I'm so thirsty. Take over.
So in this one, well, I hope it's just not as predictable as the next one, because we knew what was going to happen like 3 episodes before it happened.
Yeah, well, sort of. We kind of had a basic idea of what was going on. So from what my understanding, the way this is going to be broken down is that we're gonna have 4 books, right? Total, we had the last one. What was the last one called? Air. Right, we had the last one, Air. We have this second book called Spirits. We're going to have the next one called whatever it is. But the 4 books are going to be broken into 2 seasons. So I guess because there's not that many episodes in each one, each episode or each book had what, 12, 14 episodes?
Yeah,
but there was less filler episodes though. So in fact, there was like no filler episodes, which is in a way great, but also we lose that character development that we had in the filler episodes, because although there was nothing really, developing with before with Aang as far as learning his bending or going after what was his name? The bad fire guy, Ozai. If he wasn't going after him, we were still doing funny stuff. A lot during that funny stuff, we would stumble upon new things about these characters and learn his relationship, and we would learn, that some of the silly things that they would say, or some of the fun things that they would think and feel and whatnot. And although those take away from the main plot, they also they give more to the characters. So.
It's a win-lose situation.
Well, you're winning a lot, but yeah, you're losing a little bit of the characters. So for this one, we know that it's going to be 6 months after where the previous book, the first season for, I guess, Legend of Korra, book Air, where that left off. It's going to be 6 months later. Mako is going to be a cop now, or he's going to be joining the police force. I'm not sure if he's going to be a cop, but he's going to be joining them, and he's going to be working with them in some way. Bolin is going to be taking over the fire ferrets, and he's going to be training new recruits who apparently aren't as good as the previous team. I don't know what Korra's going to be doing. Korra's going to be fulfilling her avatar duties, and Asami is now going to become the head of Future Industries, and she's going to find out that, she's what, a 17, 18-year-old woman, young woman, filling some pretty big shoes, and that's a lot for any young girl to take over an entire business. So that's going to be really hard for her. And her dad's going to be in jail.
Not to mention she also lost her boyfriend to the Avatar.
Yeah, she lost her boyfriend, but there's a possible romance with Iroh. Not with Bolin. We've already seen, if you've been paying attention to the pictures and whatnot that have been escaping and leaking out, Bolin is most likely going to take an interest in one of and feel free to drink. I'm doing all the time, so no time eating. But so that's what we're looking at for Bolin. As far as our shipping, Bolin is going to be most likely falling for one of Korra's cousins. Korra and Mako are still going to be a thing. Although I think with the separation, there might be problems with their. I mean, their relationship already wasn't starting out that great, but
Mako's and Korra's.
yeah.
Clearly, she was like what, second best for almost the whole season.
Well, it took him time to realize that that's what he really wanted. I mean, you know, they're teenagers. They're not going to instantly know what they want. It's not his fault. I don't hate him like everyone else does.
He could have done so much better, though. He
Well,
could have done it in such a better way.
I think I think it was very human of him to see, you know, he had this possibility of giving his brother a better future if he, unfortunately, you know, was with the girl that had a better life financially for his family. I think in that way he was just looking out for his brother. And I mean, Asami is beautiful and she's a great person. So it's not like, you know, it's not like he was making a bad decision. He just wasn't following his heart.
Yeah.
And his heart was with Korra. Hopefully, we will see. So that's up with them. As far as other characters, we're going to be learning a lot more about Kaya and Bumi, and we are also going to find out who Lin's father is, and we are also supposed to see, we're supposed to get a lot more backstory with our beloved characters from the Last Airbender and see what happened to them. In fact, this book in particular is supposed to, from what I heard, is supposed to be giving a lot of our backstory that we've been waiting for. And we also may be finding out who the original Avatar is and how that started. As Korra now unlocks the spirit world and goes into the spirit world, we will be seeing maybe, I'm kind of thinking that maybe this has like almost like a Buffy the Vampire Slayer roots, as far as, you know, the spirits they created this entity to bridge the gap between the humans and the spirit realm, and to keep everything in balance. So it'll be interesting to see, is that the creation of the Avatar, is that also at the same time that people learned how, you know, figured that they had bending? Is that going to be somehow, how's it going to work out? And I immediately regret saying that, because we know that people learn bending from the animals.
We never learned who was the first waterbender, because we know the first earthbender were the moles, and then the firebenders were the dragons, and then the airbenders.
The moon pulls at the tide.
Are you sure it was the
Yeah,
moon?
it's the moon.
What? But all the other ones have animals.
Waterbenders are better. They are the best. So we will be looking into the origins of the Avatar, which is really great, because you don't get to see too much of Korra's family, although we are going to be seeing, ironically, more of her family. But in this way, it's almost like the Avatar lineage is a family. Which is really great, and I think we felt that when Korra lost her bending, and then Aang was there, and then all the avatars were there to support her. That is probably the best support system anyone could have. You know, you have all of your past lives, but in a way, not only are they you, but they're like a family there for you as well. And I really like that, because it's very obvious that the show is all about lineage. And speaking of lineage, if you are following any of the comic books, you will know that, spoiler alert, stop watching right now if you have not read the books and you don't want any spoilers. So stop watching right now.
Right now. Stop.
Just
pause it.
Pause. Stop. Or forward.
Go watch them.
For an entire couple minutes.
Go read them.
Go read
Right
them.
now.
Go read them right now
now.
and come back. Okay,
Just sit
so
here and drink until you come back.
Okay.
Did you read them?
Did you did you read them?
Yes.
Okay, so did you know that Ozai is actually not Zuko's dad?
Plot twist.
Did you know
I did.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Ozai is not Zuko's dad. In fact, his mother's first love is Zuko's dad, which explains why he had so much inner turmoil and that the good fighting in him, because although he was raised by the evil Ozai, he has good and true origins and a good nature. And so
Aren't we also supposed to be finding out what happened to Zuko's mother after
yes.
she
Ooh,
vanished?
okay, so the reason I think we don't have an air date is because I think they're waiting for the search book to come out, because I think much of I mean, as you can see with the comic books, that a lot of that plays into Korra. So I'm thinking that they're going to reveal something really big in the Search Part 2 that will be in The Legend of Korra Part 2, The Spirits. And in fact, if I was a betting woman, which I am, actually.
Are you?
Yeah.
You gamble?
Not publicly. No.
Just on friends.
We don't endorse gambling either. I am guessing, because this show is so much about lineage, that Zuko's mother went back, after she was banished, went back to her previous lover, and continued having a family. And did you ever wonder why?
What could have had parents?
Well, his parents were killed.
Yeah.
Did you ever wonder why Mako is so strong? I'm going to bet that his mother, Zuko's mother, had more children, and that those children, or that her child, either a girl or boy, fell in love with an earthbender. And they were the parents of Mako and Bolin, which is why they are so strong. That is my guess. So,
It is a great guess.
I think it is.
I think it is.
So I think that is what they are waiting for book 2. They're waiting for the second book of Spirits or the Search to come out. But I don't think they want to make it too obvious as why we're not hearing about it, because if they're saying, well, we're waiting until literally the day right after the Search 2 comes out, it might be really obvious. Mm-hmm. And I think they want to keep that that in the dark. So that's why we haven't got an exact date, because they're really not sure how to play that, or they want to give an exact date of like, hey, it's the next day after the book comes out, so you can see that, the interlinking here. That, or I have another theory of why we don't have an air date, is because Nickelodeon has been kind of yanking the creator's chain a little bit. They wanted Brian and what's his name, they wanted to make The Search, and they even wanted to make The Promise into movies. Not, don't have a heart attack, not M. Night Shyamalan movies, but actual animated movies by our creators.
That would be nice.
For The Search. They wanted to make it a movie, and Nickelodeon was like, no. So instead, they made it a comic book that not too many people have heard about. If you're hearing about it now, check it out. Go buy it. You can buy it probably at any bookstore around you.
Tell others.
Or tell others. And you can also watch them online on YouTube. But I would suggest supporting the Avatar family and buying them. What else have we not covered yet? So you have my prediction of the Bolin and
I can't wait to
Mako.
see Boomy.
Boomy's going to be awesome,
Yeah,
and I really want to see what Kaya's like. That's going to be really cool. We get to see more of Korra's family. We get to see more of her parents. We get to see more of her tribe, and we get to see her cousins. which Bolin is going to particularly like. And we get to see, we're going to be spending a lot of time in the southern water, I want to say temple. like it's Zelda, the water temple. We're going to be spending a lot of time with the southern water tribe, and we're also going to be visiting the east and south air temples. Those are temples. And
I got that right.
Yes. And why is she going to be visiting the air temples? I don't know. Secrets.
Stuff.
And stuff. There's always stuff.
You need stuff.
Stuff is good. Probably, most likely, because the air nomads were so close to their spiritual side. I would guess that is why she's going to be visiting them, and maybe she will be unlocking new things with them. When we were watching the last Airbender, there were parts of the temples that had never been opened because no one had the power to open them. I am willing to bet that there are more parts that we have not seen that have not been open in 100, 200 years or more. So I think we're going to be unveiling that. And also, in the comic books, in the search, I think it was the end of the first one, we got this little hint that Zuko still was fulfilling his prophecy, but Azula had her own.
Yes. We don't know what happened to her.
So, what does that mean? And the fact that there's already so much in that comic, there was already so much emphasis on her connection to fighting the spirits. So, and we already know that the voice for the dark spirit, the dark one, will be voiced by the woman who does Azula. That doesn't necessarily mean it will be Azula's voice, because the voice actors, as it is their job, have many different voices. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it'll be Azula's voice. We just know that it'll be, what's her name? Gray does something.
Hopefully hers will match up better than Zuko's voice.
Yes, Iroh, Prince Iroh.
He needs messier
General
hair.
Iroh. Messier hair.
Less
Nice.
defined face.
He had a nice jaw. But it didn't really fit with Zuko's voice.
He had the dimples.
But it made me happy.
It did.
Nonetheless.
We love Zuko's voice.
Yes. So, as far as Azula's destiny, I would wager that it has something to do with the spirits. Perhaps she becomes the master spirit, or she's obviously going to be heavily involved with the spirits. So that is what we have to see coming.
What I would like to see is the rise of the dragons coming back, because we still have those 2 dragons left. It'd be awesome if they came back. I love dragons.
That would be neat. I don't see that happening in this season, though.
No.
I mean, we still have. I'm gonna eat. we still have what, two more books. So I mean, like, I would love to see the dragons come back too, but I don't see that happening with this one, because this one's all about the spirits.
Yeah. But the dragons are the spirits. They are the first firebenders.
They're not spirit.
They can be spiritual.
Spiritual, yeah, but being spiritual is different than being an actual spirit. Being a spirit would mean that they're dead. And they're not. They're just old.
Well, yeah,
but that does actually bring a good idea. Maybe the third book, will be about the origins of bending. As we were talking about earlier, you had the Badgermoles or whatever for earthbending, the moon for waterbending, the dragons for firebending, and
the bison,
the air bisons for air. So maybe in the third one we'll be looking more into that, into bringing those things back, because we did lose part of our. We had an issue. Oh no, they did bring the fish back, but
yeah, the little yin and yang fish for the.
But maybe it was. Yeah, I would say that it's actually, no, we have seen that people have lost touch with their bending, you no longer see the beautiful art of it anymore.
It's like
It's
boxing.
just boom, fire. And so maybe in the third one we will be looking at going back to our origins of bending, and maybe bringing back the fires or the fire dragons. That would be really cool.
That would be. What I
Fire
would also like to
dragons,
see
that's
is the
redundant.
start of the White Lotus. That part has always interested me because it's like all these grand masters of fighting getting together. I would like to know the origin of that for the most part.
I want to know what happened in Space Sword
Yeah, we need Space Sword and Boomerang.
and Boomerang.
When we come back. Boomerang.
So did we cover everything? Tahno. Do you think he's gonna be back? Do you think he's gonna get his bending back? Do you think Korra's gonna tease him like, ha ha ha, bow to me and I will give you your bending back? That would be really funny. Snow clothing.
Snow clothing.
I think we covered everything.
Pretty much.
So, tell me what you guys think. Are you afraid for your fire ferrets? Because you know that they're probably not going to be doing so good. Are you going to be betting for them? So, what does that hold for the future of the fire ferrets? What do you think about the romances? What do you think about the shipping?
What do you think is going to happen?
Are you still for or are you against for Korra and Mako? Is everyone still angry at him? I'm not. I never really was. You know, he's a teenager boy. They don't know what they want.
Though.
They don't know what they want. Yes, I want more angst.
They didn't like angst. Or is it only in reality?
Zuko's angst was pretty good though.
It was sexy.
Maybe like more
dark.
Find
tortured.
your honor.
Yeah.
That would be great if Mako was like, I need to find my honor, and if Iroh was like, you have no honor. That would be great. And then Mako could be like, I need to find my honor. Angst. That would be great because we miss Zuko. Oh, speaking of, hopefully we will see Zuko in season 2, because he is still alive, and we will find out what happened with his family. I want to know what happened with him and his family. I want to meet the new Fire Lord, his daughter. I want to find out what happened to the Kyoshi warriors. I think it's a valid question. And I would also love to know what happened to the rest of our gang, as we all miss them so much. So, what do you
know how they died? Because they're all dead, apparently.
They're all dead. It's
sad.
Okay, so let's start going with questions. So, what are you looking most forward to? Who do you think Lynn's father is? Where do you think Space Sword is?
Where's Appa?
Where? Well, Appa's dead. They die with their avatars.
Who do you think's gonna be the villain?
We already know who the villain is.
Like the main villain, though.
We know who the main villain is.
I mean, there has to be
The
like
Dark Spirit.
I know there has to be a dark
Do
spirit.
you think the Dark Spirit is Azula?
There also has to be a physical one though for them to fight.
No, not really. Because she's going to be fighting in the spirit world.
She can't fight it alone. That's not the point of Avatar. She has to have her gang.
What do you think the deal is with the first Avatar? Are you already shipping Bolin and Korra's cousin? And also, what else?
How do you think Mako's gonna do this cop?
Yes. Do you think Mako's gonna be a decent cop, or do you think he would, like, if you were going like 3 over the speed limit, do you think he'd pull you over? Because that's like a serious like douchebag move.
No.
That would really tick me off. I recently got a ticket. Granted, we don't endorse speeding either. We'll say that.
Doesn't stop us though.
Do you know how fast you were going? Yes. Yes. Also, let's see. What should we end it on?
What's your favorite element?
What's your favorite element?
Air.
Water.
Air.
And what do you think of Tahno? He's just somebody I used to Tahno know. Alright. Alright, so comment down below what you're most looking forward to seeing. Also, like everything that you're looking forward to seeing, who you ship, whatever you want to talk about. As far as the air date, I'm going to end this on. We know that it's supposed to come out sometime this summer. I'm going to guess sometime after the Search Book 2 comes out, because it's pretty obvious that that's all linked up. So let us know what you think. Comment down below. And if you have any questions, comment those, and maybe they will be featured in the next video. So, bye. Drinks. Cheers.